Yes, hi. Some of you may know, others may not know exactly what we do. We are a leader in the substance use disorder treatment and mental health services. So today I'm just here to speak on behalf of my team and Cenikor about how transformative it's been for us using Litmos and just kind of learning all of the different parts of the system. From what I'm hearing today, there's a lot more that we could be doing, but the things that we have done have been really revolutionary so far. So we have more than 9 locations across Texas and New Mexico. And we're looking to grow those areas. But when I came on board just over 2 years ago, Litmos was still fairly new. And so no one actually knew how to use the system. So I came on board. I've used several different types of learning management systems in the past. And one of the challenges that we faced is all of the state regulatory compliances that help monitor us. So I had to make sure that we're not leaving ourselves at risk. If the state says you have to have this training and you have to have it done this way, and it has to include all of these things, they're very, very specific and very, very tailored per the role. So here we have medical teams, clinical professionals, administrative and supportive roles. So that was a lot of kind of a diverse audience to make sure that we're providing the right amount of training and the access to the training. So one of the things we really love about the system is that, that it's user friendly, and I'm trying to get everyone to understand, hey, there's also an app out there that you can, download and use that as well. But yes. We put some guidelines around doing it on your phone for certain staff members, but it's working for us so far. And I mentioned earlier all the regulatory compliance and just all the different competencies that we have to meet. But what we're noticing now is that our completions are going out the roof. So we're really, really excited. And I feel like for the first time in the history of the organization, they are seeing what the structure looks like and what this is supposed to be for an organization, where we have a lot of standardized training and we have completion rates and we have goals and things like that. So it's been really phenomenal to see the changes. Well, what we've been focusing on for maybe the last year is getting the reporting and compliance. So we've started to track things better. We know what we want to track so we can get better reports. We're customizing the reports to some degree to get exactly what we're looking for, to find out what are those training gaps. And one of the biggest things we realized were there were some gaps in overdue training requirements. And we wanted to drive that continuous improvement and back it up with some data. So first we had to make sure what's in the system was accurate for tracking and reporting. And then we started running regular reports. So we do regular reports. I think that's one of the biggest things that we've done is I needed to show, as the director for talent development, I needed to show the leaders of the organization actual numbers, like, hey, here's where we are. Here's where the state says we need to be. There's a gap. And we came up with a plan on how we're going to move forward. And those reports showing those numbers, that was the biggest thing. I think when I started, the numbers, the compliance completions were in the teens. And now the last time I ran a report, we are almost 90% complete. And there's only the items that are not near 80, 90%, if not 100% complete. We know what those are and we know why those are like that. So at least we have, a narrative now around things that are not where they should be and what the plan is for those. And we could see, just the incredible growth that we've had. So like I was saying, we went from, being in the low teens to now being almost 90% in our compliance courses. So this is true. Sure. Absolutely. So I echo a lot of the advice of what I've heard earlier. Don't be afraid to, customize a few things to make them work more optimally for your business. Know what your challenges are for your organization, for your business. It may be, different for each company. So once you identify what those are, don't be afraid to just dig in. We've done things like we've customized and created some custom fields for our how we set up our new hires. That way, we see some of the things that we want to track and we want to report on. It's not that difficult to do those. We've also customized some of the other settings. We've created other things like QRC codes and FAQ lists, and we attach those to some of the automated emails that go out. That was something we kind of had a little bit of a learning curve with that, but once we figured it out, when those auto generated email goes out, it'll go out with our job aids. Are you having an issue with certain thing? We still have a little bit of a learning curve for our audience, but they're doing so much better with just adopting to the system and utilizing it on a regular basis to get all of their training done. We also have, because of our business, we have a huge population of, we call them subcontractors that we use, and we also put those individuals in Litmos to track. And that was the first time we'd ever started tracking those because they're like agency staff. So that gives us a lot of visibility. And I also wanted to say something else that we've done. It was kind of like an internal improvement on a process. We started telling the organization, hey, if you are in the system and you're completing your training courses, let's set a goal to have those done by Friday noon, because the custom reports that are generated, those get those are done Sunday nights at midnight, and then those reports are sent to us. So we want to just kind of start educating team members and staff. Like, if you want to see this updated, in the next time we run a report, we're setting an internal deadline of Fridays at noon. Get it all done. And I think that's we've done a lot of different initiatives, but I think that's one of the ones that's working really well. If you tell them that, hey, we put out this report every week. If you want to see it in next Monday's report, get it done by Friday at noon. So yes. Thank you so much for, for honoring us with the award, and I believe my team members are listening in on LinkedIn Live. This is actually their hard work. So thank you so much for the opportunity just to showcase what we do here at Cenikor.